Hi guys, welcome to Wrist Hunt again. For the Omega fans new to my channel, this one is for you. For all the viewers who have supported me, thank you all for your feedback. It has been really great listening to people tell me, hey, I have decided to put my name up on the waitlist for a Bluesy, for a Rolex Explorer. It has been really great hearing all of this coming from people who are entering the hobby. Maybe this is a good junction for me to explain the ethos of my channel and what I value. I started on this watch collecting journey for a little over 8 years now, and I've had many watches I've owned and experienced from different price ranges. So I want to share that experience with you so that you can consider some of these factors when you make your decisions for your next watch purchase. What I believe is, if you are getting a watch that you want to keep forever, go ahead and get anything that you want, something that you fancy. But if you are looking like me to build a collection of watches that have historical significance as well as hold their value well, because you know there will always be a rainy day when you need that money to fund something, and the last thing that you want is to be down with a watch that just cannot return your money back to you. So if you are like-minded like me and want to get on board this journey, please like, share and subscribe. So today I will be talking about the Omega Speedmaster, first Omega in space. So coincidentally, this has been discontinued. This is different from the Omega Speedmaster Professional. So for those who are wondering what is the difference, the Omega Speedmaster Professional comes in at 42mm in diameter. It is space certified and has two different variations, the Sapphire version and the Hasselite version. The Sapphire version also has a Sapphire caseback, while the Hasselite version has a closed caseback. The Speedmaster Professional has recently had its movement upgraded from the 1861 movement to the 3861 movement. I'm sure there are several videos coming up that cover this in detail, so I'm not going to be covering that today. So coming back to the Omega, first Omega in space, why the name? This version is made in honor of the original first Omega in space, which was worn by the astronaut Walter Schirra in 1962. Yes, that's 1962, which is 7 years ahead of the 1969 moon landing Omega Speedmaster. The story goes that Walter Schirra got this watch before the Mercury Atlas 8 mission, knowing that he would become the 5th man to travel to space. The Speedmaster, which has a black dial inspired by the dashboard of Italian sports cars, was his choice. Amazing enough, this watch reference CK2998 was ahead of the Professional that is now famous as the Moonwatch. So in summary, this is actually the Spacewatch that came before the Moonwatch. So now that I've got the historical part covered, let me go into the specifications of this watch. This watch comes in at 39.7mm in diameter, which is smaller compared to the Speedmaster Professional, which has a 42mm diameter. It has got straight polished lugs, which is different from the twisted lugs found on the Speedmaster Professional. It also has an applied logo that is different from the Speedmaster Professional, which has a painted on logo. The hands on these are very interesting. For the normal time, we have got a metallic leaf-shaped hands for the hour, the minute and the second track, and as for the chronograph, we have got a white painted hands for the seconds and then the minute and the hours. So if you can see, this gives that distinction between the normal time and the chronograph function. Some people complain that this is a little bit hard to tell the time for this first Omega in space as compared to the Speedmaster Professional, which has got all of his hands painted in white color, but I do feel that this is a lot more unique as compared to the Speedmaster because of that distinct differentiation between the chronograph and the time. The first Omega in space also has smaller pushers as compared to the Speedmaster Professional, and it also doesn't have crown guards. So that is the distinction that gives this a little bit more rounded feeling as compared to that more cushion shape that is found on the Speedmaster. The tachymeter is the same for the first Omega in space and the Omega Speedmaster Professional. It has got the same scale. It also has the dot beside 90, which gives the historical point of view, and also the case bag is actually a closed case bag with the hippocampus, and here it says the first Omega in space as compared to the Speedmaster Professional, that I think it says the first watch to be worn on the moon. So that is the significant differences between the two watches. So all of these details keep really tight and true to form to the original Omega Speedmaster from 1962, but with the added upgrades of sapphire crystal, superluminova applied on the markers to give it that legibility at night, as well as the 1861 movement, which is used in the modern Speedmaster. So why did I choose to get this watch? Simple, this watch is perfectly sized at close to 40mm, which really gives it the wearability. I have owned the Professional Speedmaster in Hasselite and the Sapphire Crystal, which I can say is a really good tool watch, but there is something very rough about the watch. I personally like the Hasselite over the Sapphire for the professional models, but it doesn't give that luxurious feel, and it shouldn't because it is a tool watch at 42mm. So the first Omega in space is really nice to me because of the dressy or casual watch, and it has got this really good proportions that fit every occasion. I've got tons of compliments on this. My only gripe with this watch is that the lug width comes in at 19mm, which is an odd size, a childish move, but really it's nothing significant. You can easily squeeze a 20mm or just get a 90mm strap off the shelf. This is the kind of watch which I feel is a sleeper. It's like the Explorer 2 that sits on the shelf for years, not being picked up because the Submariner overshadows it at every other day. But the day that it isn't there in the display, while you walk by, you'll be asking yourself, where is it? Similarly, the Omega Professional Moonwatch gets all the limelight, but today that changes. Today, the first Omega in space is discontinued, and so now getting a perfectly sized 39mm Speedmaster with a robust 1861 movement is not going to be easy. Yes, there is other models with 39mm diameter, such as the 1957 Trilogy models, which have similar proportions, but at what cost? Much higher. It is truly a historical space watch, and that means price-wise, this is going to go up in value, and you're going to see this climbing up in price. So I wouldn't put it past the watch to be going above retail or even seeing it sell at premium. But simply put, value and price aside, this is truly the most refined Moonwatch in my opinion that you can get, coupled with a nice leather strap that exudes class and depth in its taste. So this is really the space watch if you can get. Rather than a Moonwatch, you can get yourself a first Omega in space watch. So thanks guys for watching my video. Let me know what you think of this first Omega in space. Grab it or pass it.